please be upstanding for the procession and the start of the conferring ceremony. Thank you.
Please be seated. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, it's a real pleasure to welcome you to these conferring ceremonies of RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences and the National University of Ireland this afternoon. Before we start the formal proceedings, I would like to briefly introduce our platform party. To the table to the front of the stage in the centre is Professor Laura Vianney, President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. In the platform, from your right, Dr. Patrick O'Leary, Registrar of the National University of Ireland, Professor Oscar Traynor, Professor of Postgraduate Surgical Education at RCSI, Ms. Orla Keegan, Head of Education, Research and Bereavement Services at the Irish Hospice Foundation, Ms. Sarah MacDonald, Executive Director of the Graduate School of Healthcare Management at RCSI, Mr. Ewan Friel, Managing Director of Healthcare Management at RCSI, Professor Robert McMurray, Academic Director and Professor of Management and Organisation at the Graduate School of Healthcare Management, Professor David Smith, Director of the MSc in Healthcare Ethics and Law, Professor Eva Doherty, Director of Human Factors and Patient Safety at RCSI, Ms. Judith Gilroy, Associate Director for Academic Affairs, Professor Francis Horgan, Director of the MSc Neurology and Gerontology at the School of Physiotherapy of RCSI, Dr. Trudy Meehan, Director of the Professional Diploma in Positive Health at the Centre for Positive Psychology and Health at RCSI, Professor Kieran O'Boyle, Director of the RCSI Centre for Positive Psychology and Health, Professor John O'Byrne, Director of the Master of Surgery MCH by Module program at RCSI, Dr. Marie Morris, Academic Lead for the Masters in Surgical Sciences and Practice program, Dr. David Donoghue, our Honorary Doctorate recipient today, Professor Hannah McGee, Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Academic Affairs at RCSI, and my name is Cathal Kelly, VC of RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences. RCSI degrees are under Irish legislation and are also degrees of the National University of Ireland. I would now like to invite all our graduates to stand as I call on the Registrar of the National University of Ireland to formally open the NUI conferring ceremonies.
Universitas Hiberniae Nationalis, pre honorabilis pro Vice Chancellarae, totaque Universitas, et Comite Universitae, hoda confucta sum, und het mulieres maxime exime, et hi veri maxime eximi a gradus academicos admirantur. This is a meeting of the National University of Ireland for the purpose of conferring degrees and other qualifications. The graduands will be presented by Professor Cathal Kelly, Vice-Chancellor of RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences, and the degrees and other qualifications will be conferred by Professor Laura Vianney, Pro Vice-Chancellor of the National University of Ireland.
This is a meeting of RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences for the purpose of conferring degrees and licentiates. I will present the graduates in my role as Vice-Chancellor of RCSI, and the degrees will be conferred by Professor Laura Vianney, President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. I now formally declare open the conferring ceremony for the award of degrees of RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences. It's a great pleasure to invite the Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Professor Hannah McGee, to come forward to lead you in the recitation of the Graduates' Declaration.
I am so pleased to be here to celebrate you and your achievements on this special day. The RCSI Graduate Declaration, which you will recite together, is a commitment to the highest standards of professionalism and ethical practice in your career as taught during your studies at RCSI. And it gives me great pleasure on this special day to invite all of the graduates to stand and to recite together after me the declaration, which is located on page 10 of your conferring booklet. I acknowledge my position at the forefront of my field of learning and scholarship. I understand my responsibility to use this learning to contribute and lead in my community. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will respect the confidential information that is entrusted in me. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to interfere with my duties in my chosen profession. I will not use my knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those in whose steps I walk and gladly share such knowledge with those that follow. I will promote high standards of practice, lifelong education, and research in the interests of human health. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honour. Thank you.
I now invite the graduates for the Professional Diploma in Clinical Leadership and the Professional Diploma in Positive Health only to remain standing. And I invite the Pro-Chancellor of NUI and President of RCSI to admit the graduates.
I admit the graduates, ego autoritate mea concessa presento vobis certificanium post-baccalaureum insensia nosogumendi. By virtue of my office of President, I admit you graduates with a professional diploma.
I now invite Professor Robert McMurray, Academic Director and Professor of Management and Organisation at the Graduate School of Healthcare Management here at RCSI, to come to the lectern to introduce the individual graduates for the award of Professional Diploma in Clinical Leadership.
I now call on each graduate to come forward and receive their parchment. Mwade Adam. Oh, my apologies. Taiwu Adene.
Oh. Very well done. Well done. Come on down and photograph. Good job. Well done. Well done.
Amjad Ahmed.
You're welcome, Amjad. Well done. Well done. Now turn around there. Well done.
Shiriz Siddiq Ali.
Thank you very much. Well done. Well done.
Fatima Al-Shouk. Seganya Balakrishnan. Jack Barassa. Maria Eugene Briantes. Sinead Campbell, in absentia. Fiona Kaur. Dawn Devine. Catriona Dennehy. Denise Doolan. Melissa Duffy. David Farrell. Venji Garcia. Sama Hassan. Ema Hickey. Spateka Kalkunte. Michelle Lacey. Rosita Laporte. Susan Lawson. Keena Lihan. Rachel Martins. John Joe McGowan, in absentia. Margaret McGrath. Brian Maloney. Ashlyn Moriarty. Shamel Mustafa, in absentia. Gillian Nugent. Emma O'Brien. Marie O'Meara. Saibu Panja Kittil Philip. Shanil Piria. Chris Reedy. Adam Roche. Maeve Roche. Stephanie Lynn Ryan. Eileen Shannon. Hina Sadiq, in absentia. Patrick Thornton. Zahara Vegdani. Mary Worrell.
It now gives me pleasure to invite Dr. Trudy Meehan, Director of the Professional Diploma in Positive Health at the RCSI Centre for Positive Psychology and Health, to come to the lectern and introduce a candidate receiving the Professional Diploma in Positive Health.
I will now call on each graduate to come forward and receive your parchment. Peter Brazel. Fiona Brennan. Emma Byrne. Toby Campbell. Vineta Siprica. Erica Clune. Philip Crowley. Mariana Cunningham. Mary Dermody. Deirdre Doyle. Kieran Doyle. Ruth Duffy, in absentia. Katrina Falvey. Nessa Friel. Robin Hamilton. Nikki Hayward. Thomas James. Charlotte Janssen. Mary Leahy. Maria Lennon. Una Martin. Geraldine Matthews. Jennifer McKay. Sarah McCormick. Fiona McCormick Finn. Yvonne McQuillan Reevy. Geraldine Maloney Noonan. Orla Murphy. Siobhan Murray. Michael Noonan. Orla Nunes. Maria Nolan. Eilish O'Dell. Sinead O'Kelly. Sinead O'Leary. Claire O'Sullivan. Maureen Parsons. Dubfasa Slattery. Laura Taylor. Alison Underwood. Liz Waters. That concludes the presentation of the professional diplomas.
We now proceed with the conferring of postgraduate diplomas. Can I ask the graduates for postgraduate diplomas only to please be upstanding? Pre honorabilis cancellariae totaque universitas, presento vobis haus meus filius et haus meus filios, quos omni simta moribus, quam doctrina habiles, et in esse qui admittor ad diploma post baccalaureatum in sanitatis cura tractanda, etc. idice tibi fide mea testor, expondeo totaque academiae. I invite the Pro Vice Chancellor and President of RCSI to admit the graduates.
I admit the graduates. Ego autoritati mihi concessa admitmito, post ad diploma post baccalaureatum, diploma post in sanitas cura tractanda, etc. By virtue of my office of President, I admit you graduates of the postgraduate diploma.
I now invite Professor Eva Doherty, Programme Director of Human Factors in Patient Safety of the Department of Surgical Affairs at RCSI, to come to the lectern to call forward the graduates for award of postgraduate diplomas in Human Factors in Patient Safety.
I will now call on the graduate Erica Mullins-Rowland to come forward to receive her parchment.
I now invite Dr. Marie Morris, Academic Lead for Masters in Surgical Science and Practice Programme, to come to the lectern to call the graduate receiving the Postgraduate Diploma in Surgical Science and Practice.
I will now call on the graduate Linglang Zhu to come forward to receive their parchment.
I now invite Professor Robert McMurray, Academic Director and Professor of Management and Organisation from the Graduate School of Healthcare Management, to come to the lectern to call forward the graduates for the Graduate School of Healthcare Management's postgraduate diplomas.
I now call on each graduate to come forward and receive your parchment. Miriama Varajisi. Leadership, Killian Nugent. In absentia. Derek O'Connell. In absentia. Quality and Safety in Healthcare Management. Margaret Malloy. I'm not doing very well here, am I? Noreen O'Regan. That concludes the presentation of postgraduate diplomas.
I now invite the graduates for the degree of Master of Surgery, MCH, by Module and Surgical Science and Practice to be upstanding as I present you for conferring. Prae Honorabilis Cancellariae, totaque Universitas, presento vobis hanc meum filium et hos meus filios, quos sim tam moribus, quam doctrina biles ideas esse qui admittor ad graduam magisteria in chirurgiae, idique tibi fide mea testor, expondeo totiae academiae. I invite the Pro Vice-Chancellor of NUI and President of RCSI to admit the graduates.
I admit the graduates, ego autoritate mea concessa, admitto vos ad gradum magisteri in chirurgia. By virtue of my office of President, I admit you graduates of the Master of Surgery.
Professor John O'Byrne, Director of the Master of Surgery Programme by Module and Professor of Orthopaedic Surgery at RCSI, will introduce the graduates.
I will now call on each graduate to come forward to receive your parchment. Adele Al-Ghazwi. Afik Rafidzi bin Anwar Samhari. Mark Behan. Abida Butt. Satya Chintapali. Laura Coe in absentia. Gerard Cotter. Amina Danoon. Sam Gain. Ezra Hegazi. Ahmad Kamaluddin. Farah Kazi. Oisin O'Donnell. Conor O'Driscoll. Nedima Ozowani. Yazan Kaoud in absentia, and Nauman Saeed. That concludes the conferment of the Master of Surgery MCH by module.
I now invite Dr. Marie Morris, Academic Lead for the Masters in Surgical Science and Practice Programme, to introduce the graduates for the Master of Surgery MCH Surgical Sciences and Practice.
I will now call on each graduate to come forward to receive your parchment. Yusuf Al-Kandari. Jack Song Chia. Zara Kalaf. Shahir Khan. Sahita Madadev. Midon Matthew. Dickinson Moses. Rashmi Pathathil Ravindran. Saeed Rizvi. Faris Salman. Celine Suknarine. Abigail Tan. And Oljan Yilmaz. This concludes the conferment of the Masters of Surgery, MCH.
For the award of the degree of Master of Science, MSc, would the graduates for the award of the degree of Master of Science please be upstanding? Pre honorabilis cancellariae, totaque universitas, presento vobis has meas filios et hos meas filios, quos omni si tamoribus quam doctrina habiles, eneas esse que admittur ad graduam magisterii scientiae, idique tibi fide mea testor, expondeo totaque academiae. I invite the Pro Chancellor of NUI and President of RCSI to admit the graduates.
I admit the graduates. Ego autoritatis mea concessa admittur vos ad graduum magisterii scientiae. By virtue of my office of President, I admit you graduates of the Master of Science.
Professor David Smith, Director of the MSc in Healthcare Ethics and Law, will come to the lectern to introduce the graduates of the Masters in Healthcare Ethics and Law.
I will now call out each graduate to come forward to receive their parchment. Sandra Bates, Nicoletta Begosi, Lucy Bolger, Sarah May Colangan, Kathleen Cronin, Emma Dunn, Christiana Favor, Sean Fitzpatrick, Daniela Kennedy, Jamal Salia, Eleanor Stasi, Maeve White, that concludes the conferment of Master of Science in Healthcare Ethics and Law.
I now invite Professor Eva Doherty, Director of Human Factors and Patient Safety at RCSI, to introduce the graduates for Master of Science in Human Factors in Patient Safety.
I will now call on each graduate to come forward to receive your parchment. Ellen Liston. Tinsimal Lukose. Ruth McManus. And Michi Gay Rostea O'Reilly. That concludes the conferment of the Master of Science in Human Factors and Patient Safety.
It now gives me pleasure to invite Professor Frances Horgan, Director of the MSc in Neurology and Gerontology at the School of Physiotherapy, to come to the lectern to introduce the graduates for Masters of Science in Neurology and Gerontology.
I will now call on each graduate to come forward to receive your parchment. Genevieve Casey. Nicola Donoghue. Nisha Doran. Romy Madden. Aileen McElhoon. Avril McTague. Catherine Merrick. Karen Nash. Sarah O'Callaghan. Paula Redden. Anita Riley. Jana Ward. That concludes the conferment of the Master of Science in Urology and Gerontology.
For the award of Master of Science at the Graduate School of Healthcare Management, I invite Professor Robert McMurray to come forward to introduce the graduates for these awards.
I will now call each graduate to come forward to receive your parchment. Murad Al-Ubtani, in absentia. Osama Al-Batani. Dalal Al-Rumahi. Malik Al-Shamari. Nancy Al-Teeb. Michelle Burke. Elaine Byrne. Claire Connellan. Grace Cullinan. Shalat Dalmida. Srinrath Denadealan. Shafi Fatima. Maeve Gallagher. Catriona Goggin. Charlotte Gray. Sarah Gruffity. Rosita Gudera. Laura Hoban. Hamad Isa Bokili. Miriam Jasem Mohammed Yosef Al Ali. Binny Joseph. Jennifer Judge. Haifa Khalid Saeed Mohammed Al Awadi. Susan Lihan. Ema Lynch. Maha Mata. Michelle McCourt. Orla McKenty. Hani Moatem. Sarah Maloney. Florence Mozondo. Davina Narayan Sewami. Suzanne O'Keefe. Eleanor Regina Powell. Shiva. Willie Pineda. Susan Ryan. Nayab Shakil. Mary Sheedy. Kyle Tanahay. JC Tom. Neve Wolf. Leadership. Paul Richard Armstrong. Susan Daly. John Donovan. Emily Farnan. Daphne Gould. Fiona Henderson. Lisa Lennox. Brian Lulip Kung. Dara McMahon. Thara Perso. Vishnu Pradeep. Leona Riley. Farhan Tareen. Pauline Tarpey. Patrick Wiseman. Leadership and Innovation in Healthcare. Sundas Abdullah Ali Mohammed Ahmed. Fatima Al-Haj Abdullah Al-Huri, in absentia. Maria Mohammed Al-Mazuki. Nora Dorwish Abdulatif Al-Huri. Miriam Tarish Aid bin Al-Ghafoui Al-Mansouri. Wahab Mala Nasibib Saeed El Weldami. Michelle Menezes. Ala Mohammed Awad Al-Hazaraj. Aishia Mohammed Salah Al-Hamadi. Miriam Mohammed Musaba Al-Harbi Al-Ali. Musa Mohammed Saeed bin Haramesh Al-Shahi. Maya Salama. Iman Yosef Juma Mubara Al-Mara. Quality and Safety in Healthcare Management. Nada Amen Ali Al-Fratat. Divya Bishu. Kerry Birkin. Ema Croak Muldowney. Sheila Geraghty. June Fitzpatrick. Sheila Geraghty. Daryl Humberston. Sarah Lodge. Shibu Madathal Thankapan. Siobhan Moriarty. Nazreen Mohammed Ahmed Ishmael Buhari, in absentia. Obeid. Bronwyn O'Reilly. Gerald Orpen. Loss and bereavement. The loss and bereavement counselling programmes are delivered in partnership with RCSI and the Irish Hospice Foundation and awarded by RCSI and NUI. I'll try that again. I now call the following graduates to come forward. Anita Vodabula. Siobhan Brennan. Kathy Higgins. Linda O'Connell. Loss and bereavement counselling, Sheila Hayes. Eileen MacDonald. Miriam Otuma. Mark Redmond. Breffney Smith. Lisa Stewart. That concludes the conferment of Masters of Science for the Graduate School of Healthcare Management.
Pre honorables pro vice chancelare, totaque universitas Ceremone ritus confectus, queso facius finem heius convactionis universitariae. That completes the NUI conferring ceremonies.
Sincere congratulations to all our new graduates. At this point in the proceedings, we go to the award of Honorary Doctorate of RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences. Today we are proud to confer the award of Honorary Doctorate on Dr. David Donoghue, former Senior Irish Diplomat, co-facilitator of the Sustainable Development Goals and other major UN agreements, and a distinguished Fellow of the Overseas Development Institute. I'm delighted to invite our Honorary Doctorate recipient, Dr. David Donoghue, to take his position on the stage for the commencement of the Honorary Doctorate Award. RCSI established an annual Honorary Doctor Award in 2011 to recognise excellence and to provide an inspiration to you, our graduates, on your big day. The awardees are exceptional people who've made a difference to the world through education, research, or service. We, as RCSI staff, believe that you, our graduates today, will also make a difference for good in the world. And we want, through hearing their stories and their words, to inspire and to challenge you on this very special day to make a difference. The doctorate will be conferred by the President of RCSI, Professor Laura Vianney. It now gives me great pleasure to invite our Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Professor Hannah McGee, to introduce the Honorary Doctorate awardee, Dr. David Donoghue.
President, it is with great pleasure that I introduce our candidate for the RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences Honorary Doctorate Award, Dr. David Donoghue. A native of Dublin, Dr. Donoghue is a former senior Irish diplomat who has served in challenging roles both at home and abroad over a 42-year career. Entering the Department of Foreign Affairs in 1975, he worked for many years on the Northern Ireland peace process. As the Irish head of the Anglo-Irish Secretariat in Belfast from 1995 to 1999, he was a member of the Irish government's negotiating team for the Good Friday Agreement of 1998. The Good Friday Agreement was and continues to be the central achievement of the Northern Ireland peace process. Comprising of a multi-party agreement between most of Northern Ireland's political parties and the British and Irish governments, it forms the basis of the present-day devolved government of Northern Ireland and the political framework for peace, stability and prosperity. Dr. Donoghue has recently published a book called One Good Day, which provides a comprehensive account of the challenges of these complex political negotiations. Dr. Donoghue has served as an Irish ambassador to Russia from 1999 to 2001, Austria 2004 to 2006, and Germany 2006 to 2009. He served from 2001 to 2004 as the Director General of Irish Aid, Ireland's development cooperation programme, overseeing during that period a rapid expansion of the programme's thematic and geographic range. He also served from 2009 to 2013 as the Political Director of the Department of Foreign Affairs, a role which gave him overall responsibility for Ireland's foreign policy. From 2013 to 2017, Dr. Donoghue was Ireland's permanent representative or ambassador to the United Nations at New York. At the request of successive presidents of the UN General Assembly, he co-chaired 3 major UN negotiation processes during this period. The most important of these was his co-chairmanship in 2014-15 of the negotiations which agreed new Sustainable Development Goals for the world and the wider 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Agreed by all 193 member states of the UN, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals are, to quote, an urgent call to action by all countries, developed and developing, in a global partnership, and the 2030 Agenda, a blueprint for the development of humanity and the planet in the period up to 2030. The UN Sustainable Development Goals are an important and significant focus for universities globally. RCSI has been ranked as the top 50 universities of the world for the UN Sustainable Development Goal 3, which is good health and well-being, recognising our commitment to improving global health through education, research and civic engagement. The adoption of the UN Sustainable Development Goals in 2015, following lengthy and complex negotiations led by Dr. Donoghue and his Kenyan ambassador colleague, and was considered one of the UN's greatest ever successes. Indeed, as he remarked in his book, One Good Day, the insights he had learned 20 years earlier during the Good Friday negotiations, to quote David, proved surprisingly instructive, and the challenges faced broadly similar: how to reconcile conflicting rights and perspectives, how to redress historic grievances, and how to ensure that all participants emerged as equals at the end of the day. Dr. Donoghue has also co-chaired negotiations in 2016, which led to the unanimous adoption of the New York Declaration on Migrants and Refugees, the first ever global agreement to strengthen and enhance mechanism to protect people on the move. Retiring from the Irish Public Service in 2017, he has worked since then in various think tanks, academic communities and civil society settings on issues related to sustainable development, migration and refugee concerns and conflict resolutions. A particular focus has been on promoting worldwide implementation of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. He is a regular contributor to the conferences on the challenges faced under individual goals, including those dealing with health and education. He is a distinguished fellow of CDI, formerly the Overseas Development Institute, and a fellow of the Robert Bosch Academy. He sits on the board of Trócaire, the Irish charity striving to overcome the challenges of poverty and injustice in the developing world. And from 2018 to this year, 2022, he was also chairman of Conciliation Resources, a London-based peace-building organisation, bringing his wealth of experiences to support sustainable paths to peace in regions of conflict around the world. David, we are delighted to welcome you here today. We are very proud that you, who have helped promote peace and sustainability, not only in Ireland but globally, have joined our special graduation ceremony today as a most worthy candidate to accept the highest academic award of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, the Honorary Doctorate in Science. I will now call on the President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, Professor Laura Vianney, to make the award to you.
So it's a great honour to award you the Honorary Doctorate of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. It's my privilege as the President of the College to do so.
Thank you.
And David, give me this here. So hold that for a minute. So there we are. Now. Sign the book thing.
It now gives me great pleasure to invite Dr. Donoghue to address our graduates, staff and guests.
President, Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, it's really an enormous pleasure and honour to have been awarded the Honorary Doctorate today. I feel in many ways like a complete sham. I deserve this award less than anybody else in the room. As a lifelong admirer of medical people and health practitioners, I feel that a mere diplomat does not belong on this stage, but I am genuinely touched and humbled by what has been said about me. Can I begin by thanking all of you warmly and congratulating you for your own distinctions today. I feel I'm in the middle of a sea of academic brilliance, and I certainly don't belong here, but it is wonderful to see the RCSI conferring its degrees and honouring such a brilliant and talented set of graduates. The RCSI is quite frankly a unique global institution. In all my travels, I've constantly come across the reputation which the RCSI has, and I've come across graduates in many different countries, all of whom retain really close ties of affection and memory with the time that they spent here. Of course, there are also the Irish graduates of RCSI who have gone on to play a leading part in the health system in Ireland and abroad. It is truly a remarkable institution. It's at the cutting edge of international health science and research, and I am particularly pleased from the perspective of the Sustainable Development Goals that it is ranked among the top 50 universities worldwide for its commitment to the health goal, as has just been remarked. I myself had some involvement with the negotiation of the Sustainable Development Goals, and since the Vice-Chancellor's theme a moment ago was making a difference, I really have to thank, first of all, my own country for having given me the opportunity to make a difference in negotiating those goals. But I also strongly urge all of you, as you go on to, I am sure, leadership positions in whatever field you choose, I urge you to bring these sustainable goals with you, as it were, and to use them as a basis for making a difference in your own health practice. I just had to say a few words about them, just to show you what I think the world can do when it puts its mind to it. The UN consists of 193 member states, and it was felt for some time past that we should all, almost 200 countries, try to reach an agreed view of what development, what sustainable development should mean. That meant that we decided several years ago to actually negotiate word for word a document which would stretch the world, which would show a high degree of ambition across all the policy areas which states and governments normally have to deal with. Health is one of them. Education would be another. Food security would be another. Access to water would be another. Gender equality, sustainable cities, preserving the oceans, and so on. So we came up with a set of 17 goals and 169 sub-goals, or targets as they are called. I'll come to the health goal in a moment. But the unique thing about this experiment really was that we managed to get the agreement of 193 countries to every word of this document. This is where I and my Kenyan colleague came in. At the UN, they have a practice of asking a representative of developed countries, or the global north, as it's called, to team up with a representative from the global south. In my case, it was Kenya, to chair large and complex and sensitive negotiations. So it fell to us, it fell to both of us to chair these negotiations over the space of about a year. And with a bit of Irish luck in the process, we managed to get all 193 countries to agree. I still regard it as a minor miracle when I see everything that has happened in the meantime, and in particular everything which has happened in the last year or so with the Ukraine war. But we were fortunate that in the year 2015, the stars were aligned. The world was still in a better place than it is now. I won't name the individual leaders who were there at the time, but they were well disposed towards collective achievement, towards multilateral agreements. And that was finally what did it. So we reached agreement on a set of goals spanning everything under the sun, almost literally. And this is meant to guide every government in the world as it moves forward with its own national policies. When I say guide, it is understood that every country in the world will base its policies on what has been agreed internationally, what has been agreed at the UN. So the SDGs, as they're called in short form, are meant to be a kind of blueprint which each government will be influenced by as it decides on its own priorities. This was the first time the UN had ever attempted this, or the world had ever attempted it. The only problem is that it has to be actually completed by 2030. In the meantime, we are halfway through. We've had a pandemic. We've had the Ukraine war this year. We've had other conflicts. So the odds have become even more difficult. But the remarkable thing is that the world is still extremely positive about the SDGs. The term used is that after the pandemic, we will build back better on the basis of the SDGs. So far from the Sustainable Development Goals becoming less important, they actually, in a funny way, became more important. It was a privilege for me to have been asked to lead those negotiations. It meant that I did a lot of the drafting. One particular thing that I'm proud of is a slogan that we would leave no one behind, and we would try to reach the furthest behind first. What that really meant was that we, the world leaders, wanted to prioritize the needs of the poorest and the most marginalized groups in every country in the world. That means people with serious health conditions, people who are on the margins of society, the elderly, it's children. We had a number of categories of vulnerable people. I say this because I know that you will be going out to your careers or continuing your careers in many different areas, whether it's in health services as practitioners, whether it is as academics, whether it is as researchers. And I do commend the Sustainable Development Goals to you, and in particular the pledge to leave no one behind, because that was a novelty. We wanted to make sure that governments would direct their resources as far as possible to those who need them most. That applies in Ireland, it applies in Malawi, it applies in the United States, it applies in Russia. Every country in the world has agreed to the same document. The health goal is an interesting one in itself because good health is not only an end in itself, a vital end in itself, but it is also an enabler of all the other forms of development. So if you don't have good health, you're not going to be able to contribute in a productive way to society. You're not going to be able to generate growth. You're not going to be able to get proper education. You're not going to be able to defend your own human rights, although they will be defended for you. But there are many other development outcomes which will suffer without health. Conversely, you will only have health by the interaction of those other goals on you. So it means, in effect, that health is both an end and a means. And therefore, although all the goals are, strictly speaking, equal, I like to think of health as slightly more equal than the others, if you know what I mean. Finally, let me say that it was a great fortune and privilege for me to have had such an opportunity to make a difference. It fell my way. I had a couple of other opportunities like that. But I know that each one of you, going out into the world, as it were, will have many such opportunities. I'm looking at a group of extremely talented people who are at the beginning of their careers, who I know will make a big impact and will make a difference, partly because they have the RCSI behind them. You individually have remarkable talents, but you've come from a remarkable institution. I count myself as fortunate to be part of that community as of today. I'm proud and humbled to have been allowed into it. You are all part of it. I wish you every success. I thank the RCSI for the honour they bestowed on me. I congratulate all of you warmly on what you've achieved in your own lives to date, and I look forward to the leaders of tomorrow coming from this room. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Donoghue, for your generous comments. And also, as we're daily confronted by the reality of the Anthropocene era and climate change, the UN Sustainable Development Goals have never been more important, offering us a pathway forward. I think your career and your work illustrates the impact one person can have, the impact one small nation can have, and lays a challenge before all of us. My sincere congratulations and thanks to you for your comments. It now gives me enormous pleasure to invite the President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, Professor Laura Vianney, to address us.
So good afternoon, Vice-Chancellor, Chancellor, Registrar of the NUI, Directors, Managing Directors and Executive Directors of the Postgraduate Academic Departments, Heads of Education, Research and Bereavement Services, Professor Postgraduate Surgical Education Programme, Director of Masters in Surgical Science and Practice, academic colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to our new graduates and a warm welcome to our new Honorary Doctorate, Dr. David Donoghue. Today we acknowledge all who graduate with professional diplomas, postgraduate certificates, postgraduate diplomas, Masters of Surgery and Masters of Science and Specialties. It is my great pleasure to have presided over this conferring ceremony and welcome you and your families here today. This ceremony is a fitting recognition of the hard work and commitment that you've shown in your postgraduate studies over the last number of years. The Platform Party and RCSI staff understand the academic commitment and focus required be awarded an RCSI postgraduate certificate, diploma or master's degree. Your qualifications open up a world of wonderful opportunity as you continue on an exciting intellectual journey of lifelong discovery, with leadership opportunities arising as a consequence of your demonstrated commitment to your career. We also hope that the postgraduate education you've received in RCSI will instill in you a sense of curiosity,
not only in your own realm, but also in health sciences in general, in an international context. It is this which will not only enrich your life, but will also contribute further to society in meaningful ways. Medicine and health sciences, however, face many challenges, and it is certain that all of you will work in increasing complex healthcare environments where you will need to use all of the skills that you've gained during your postgraduate study here in RCSI. Healthcare professionals of the future will need to be adaptive to the constant expansion of medical and scientific knowledge and societal expectations, in addition to regulatory change, all of which require a commitment to lifelong learning and an ability to adapt to the changing world that we live in. We compliment you on these concrete steps and the resultant awards as part of your life learning journey. The awards today will give you a solid foundation to continue on this exciting journey. To support you in such journeys and manage the challenges in all healthcare professionals face, we would not only encourage you to maintain the strong links you now have with RCSI, but we would also encourage you to form close bonds with those you work with. Increasingly, there will be emphasis on teamwork and collaboration, which requires the ability to communicate effectively, demonstrate leadership, and acquire an understanding of the workings of the management and the administrative systems in which you will work. Into the future, professional and ethical issues facing health science professionals will only increase as the scientific and medical complexity within the world that we live in becomes even more complex. A major challenge for all of us in the medicine and health sciences community is the erosion of truth and the promotion of so-called alternative facts. It is up to our profession to advocate true facts as we understand them to a sceptical public. For instance, the social policies supporting vaccination programs did have some issues in the past while. It has also become increasingly apparent that no healthcare system can fully support all the healthcare needs of societies. So it's important to be an advocate not only for each patient you may encounter, but it's also important to understand the broader societal needs in the communities you will work in and use the resources at your disposal carefully. Despite the challenges facing science and the healthcare throughout the world, the basis of all patient care is empathy. And remember, it is a great privilege to look after patients. And it's important to have the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Unfortunately, the commercialization of medicine and healthcare, the medical legal environment, and new IT technologies can hinder expressions of empathy. However, empathy must form the basis of all of our practice, even when working in difficult circumstances. We're excited to have graduates today with postgraduate qualifications in positive health, clinical leadership and loss of bereavement. These qualifications will strengthen collaborations, bring additional perspectives and energy to teams in healthcare settings. Very importantly today, we acknowledge your families and colleagues who've supported you while you work towards your qualification. We acknowledge those who may have made sacrifices to support you, and we thank them and hope that they are proud of your great achievement today. Today is also a time to acknowledge the commitment of the academic, clinical and professional staff who taught and supported you over the last number of years. It is their endeavours which have given you the skills to practice and which will allow you to make a significant contribution to the well-being of the communities in which you will work. For our visitors, as this may be your first contact with RCSI, you may be interested in understanding that RCSI constantly reflects on the healthcare needs of our society. We're the largest provider of health sciences education in Ireland, with approximately 2,600 first-degree students across medicine, pharmacy, physiotherapy, physician associates. We have over 1,800 registered postgraduate scholars, and we have 20,000 alumni in 92 countries. We have a medical nursing school in Bahrain, 2 medical schools in Malaysia, and our graduate School of Healthcare Management and School of Nursing to facilitate postgraduate learners from around the world through the RCSI online platform. Today, we graduated a total of 418 postgraduate certificates and diplomas in clinical leadership, positive health, healthcare management, postgraduate diplomas in leadership and in loss and bereavement, and degrees of Master of Surgery and Sciences in the specialties. We are committed to developing healthcare leaders who make a difference worldwide. This is our ambition for you as you join our other alumni who work worldwide. So let me congratulate you all today, on the knowledge and acknowledge the support of your families. I wish you every success in your personal and professional lives, and I'm confident that your postgraduate award today will equip you well for leadership and inspiration opportunities in your future careers. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the day with your families. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the RCSI degree conferring ceremonies. we would like to invite our graduates, your family and supporters to join us for a reception in the lobby area. My sincere congratulations to all our graduates. Completing postgraduate education requires a lot of commitment and sacrifice, but it's also only possible through the support and encouragement of your family, friends, academic mentors. I'd like to ask you to stand up one more time and turn and face the audience and clap them in recognition of their support. And finally, if I could ask you all to be upstanding for the outward procession. Congratulations.